Hey there, so I literally just got out of putting baby girl to bed, so I wanted to say hi and let you know that when I do these 5-minute bedtime challenge, I'm literally sitting down here in my studio, my messy studio. You guys have probably seen before how crazy it is in here, and I'm gonna just set my timer for 5 minutes. I wanted to share really quickly, so this video is going to be a little bit longer than 5 minutes. I've been studying something that's really exciting. I haven't had a chance to dive into this any sooner than now, so I just feel that I wanted to share it with you. This is an ebook by Dr. Joe VITOLO. He is an amazing calligrapher, and I learned about him through my friend Nina. You can find her at Tran on Instagram, and he has this amazing resource. Look how thick this is. Okay, mind you, it's not double-sided, but it is just a gold mine of information, and it's all free. Like, he doesn't even know I'm sharing this with you guys, because I mean, I just am happy to share it with you. So I actually do teach a copperplate inspired style of brush calligraphy, and I really wanted to also continue my own learning. Okay, remember how I said this is going to be a 5-minute after bedtime challenge? Okay, I lied. I realized that so many of you have told me in previous videos that you liked when I wrote in real time. So instead of speeding through, I'm just going to basically make this video as long as it takes to kind of get my point across. So what you see me doing here is I am writing out the alphabet because I thought it would be a fun and easy place to start this video. I feel like one of the first biggest things to learn when it comes to copperplate is to understand that everything is based on the oval, like everything. And if you can get your mind around that, if you can understand it, embrace it, and basically use that idea as you create your letters and use it as you practice and study, then you will be on the right track. Another great thing about understanding that copperplate is based on the oval is that it will translate really well into flourishing, which is something I'm super excited to learn more about and share everything I learned with you. So just remember, ovals, ovals, ovals. You will see them in the shapes of your letters. You will use them to judge how to create your letters. And then, as you're going to see in just a bit, I'm going to break down these letters here and show you where those ovals are. Another thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to ovals in copperplate calligraphy is that it really makes for a great way to study and then know what you should practice. So keep that in mind as you're seeing me dissect these letters here. So I'm going to take a quick break from talking as you watch me finish up writing the alphabet. And we all know that real time is better than a hyperlapse. So let me just finish this up. Not gonna lie, I kind of rushed this alphabet right here. I just used some scrap guide sheet paper that I had laying around, and then I wanted to add some slant lines there so I could have a slant line to go off of, and then I used my brush pen here. So for this video, let's talk about the oval, because one of the key things to understanding copperplate is understanding that everything is based on the oval. Okay, so I'm just gonna let's take a color like this. I'm going to just call out all of the ovals that I see. So let's do the obvious ones first. Okay, so there's an oval in the C, D, and now I feel like I'm messing up my alphabet. Okay, so these are the obvious ovals, right? And, you know, the thing I love about studying, there's practice, right? Going to write all the time, doing your drills, but then there's also studying and taking a step back from after completing a piece. And look at this. I tried to kind of put an oval here in this P, but notice how I kind of made that P smaller than this oval here. So that's just a consistency thing that I want to work on. Okay, so continuing on our mission of finding all the ovals. Okay, so those are the obvious ones. Let's go into some of the less obvious ones. So this underturn has an oval, okay. Actually, we should be finding ovals everywhere. So the next side, the ending of this H here, this underturn here. And ideally, I mean, let's go back even further and dig deeper. See this space between the D and the E, my exit stroke from the D that went into the E? An oval should even fit there. And because this is pretty narrow, this tells me that my spacing of this oval here and that exit stroke needs some work. More work probably on the exit stroke. So if I were to redo that, I would want to aim for something that's more like this. So this oval here, here's my stem. And this is a good place to stop here at the baseline, because then if I want this space to match the next space, then I want to finish that out here. Okay, so see how now I'm giving myself enough space, whereas in between this D, there wasn't. So now I'm honoring the oval, right? I'm making sure that that oval is there. Okay, so continuing on, there's an oval here. These really should be ovals too, kind of narrow, right? And that naturally happens. Sometimes we tend to squish some letters. I do think to some degree you can make this a little bit more compressed, but for the most part, I should still be able to see the oval shape. Okay, and then more ovals here. We get kind of in a row, and this is really great for myself. Like, I feel a little bit of a shock, but I'm also not surprised at the same time. Like, I shocked to see it, but not surprised because I know that my script has needed some tightening up, and I have some consistency issues of my own that I've been needing to work on. Okay, the R, I mean, the S is a little tricky, but for the most part, and the Y and the X also, it's hard to fit an oval exactly. Last but not least, let's look at these these loops here, right? So ovals here, you can consider this an oval. So keeping up with that oval shape. And now that I'm really highlighting this, this is the first time in a video or even in an in-person setting that I've done so much to identify the ovals. This really gives me a good sense for where I'm at with my own consistency in adhering or really being in alignment with Copperplate. So let's do some takeaways here. Copperplate oval. We're just going to leave this video at that because there's just so much that goes into it, and I like to keep these videos really focused. So now I want to hear from you. Is Copperplate something that you have never heard of before, and I have the pleasure of introducing it to you and sharing it with you? Or are you a little bit familiar with Copperplate, or maybe really familiar, and so it's kind of maybe refreshing to kind of see someone else's perspective and to have nice reminders of how to critique your own work, how to study. So let me know down below in a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'll also link down below all the supplies as usual, plus Dr. Joe's wonderful, I mean, this thing is just amazing, this guide here. And just so you know, the examples that Dr. Joe uses are with pointed pen, which I do not.
currently practice or have videos on. So if you're interested in pointed pen, I would recommend finding a class or course or just picking one up and trying to learn pointed pen. But I focus here in this channel and in my own work and in my workshops and online classes on the brush pen. So it's not that I don't have any love for pointed pen. It's definitely something that I dabble in once in a while, and I would love to go full on one day, but that just is not my current season. However, what I do want to share with you is the reason why I am drawn to Dr. Joe's and among other resources, even though it's in pointed pen, is because it's all about the structure and the letter forms. I'm just using a different tool, but the idea of emulating these styles, trying to create the same script, but with a different pen, it's so exciting to me to be able to use something that I'm comfortable with to pursue a script that is pretty commonly used with pointed pen. A lot of people even think that pointed pen is like real quote unquote calligraphy, not anything else, but that's for another day. So grab this down below. I will put a link to it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Look at our beautiful mess here. Somebody walking by is going to have no idea what we just did, but I know you do. So let me know if you enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to know if this is something that you're interested in. And please subscribe if you're interested in more of my videos. My goal is to share something every Friday night, kind of like a Friday night writes. Get it? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.